Hey guys, so if you haven't heard about the Anchor app, you guys are definitely missing out. It's one of the easiest ways for you to make your podcast. I use it to make this podcast here. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. So you don't even have to go ahead and distribute it yourself. You can let Anchor do all the work for you. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome back to another episode of Munir's Heat Check, a post-game Heat show. I am your host, Hakeem Rashid, and tonight the Miami Heat took on the Houston Rockets and won 113-91. Today was the G Leaguers' turn to get out there and show what they could do. Miami Heat sat Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero, and still came away with the victory thanks to the awesome performance of Kendrick Nunn. He stepped up huge today and dropped 30 points. Almost flirted with a triple-double tonight. And what more can you ask for when your stars are out and the next man's up? And he put up huge points, and not just huge points as well. He ended the game with, I believe, around 8 assists or so. So he was definitely spreading the floor today too. In a game where we kind of needed to win to keep ourselves alive in the playoff hunt, Spo decides to sit key players. And what can you say? He showed up. He stepped up today. Again, it is against the Rockets, and I know the Rockets aren't the greatest team in the world, but still, they have John Wall, and he could have easily destroyed us, but he didn't. I think he ended the game with about 14 points or so, as well as Wood. He only had about 18 points tonight. But still, we were able to get it done. We beat a team we were supposed to, in large part to Kendrick Nunn, so I definitely want to shout that out. We had a couple key contributors in this game as well. Duncan Robinson, of course, as always, came through, knocking down huge shot after shot. I believe he went 5 for 11 this game, adding to his streak of multiple three-pointers in a game. So shout out to Duncan Robinson for continuing to be that solid contributor for us, as he always is. And then tonight was a Dragic night. We got a Dragic sighting again. Hopefully this continues, because Dragic stepped up for us last game and showed why we need him off the bench if we're going to be a factor in the playoffs. We need him to step up and drop close to about 15 points. I think tonight he dropped 19 points. That's exactly what we need from Dragic off the bench, especially without Tyler Hero coming off the bench to provide that offense. We need someone like him to kind of do the scoring, take on that scoring load for us when Jimmy and Bam sits down. So great performance from Goran Dragic, the Dragon, tonight. Also, with Jimmy out and Bam out, we had Iggy and Precious Achiuwa in the starting lineup, which was a weird sighting to me. I thought Precious had lost his spot in a sense to Dwayne Dedmon, but he actually stepped in and played very solid tonight, I would say. That's all I can really ask for. He played almost about 30 minutes or so. He had 8 points and 11 rebounds. The rebounding numbers are huge. The 8 points are huge. He had a couple alley-oops, dunks. And yeah, what can I say? Precious has been someone who's been very inconsistent this year for us. He's not been able to hold on to the ball. He's been losing it a lot, causing a lot of turnovers. And tonight, he did his job playing in that role for Bam. So shout out to Precious Achiuwa. But again, the X factor, or my X factor of this game, is going to be Andre Iguodala, the crafty vet. He came through tonight with around 16 points, 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. Iguodala, who's always been a clutch shooter, but to go 4 for 7 from the 3-point line is amazing. Again, in a game where we don't have Jimmy, a game where we don't have Bam, a game where we don't have Hero hoisting up shots, that's huge. And that's something we needed to pull out this victory. And again, I understand it's against the Houston Rockets. I understand what the Rockets have been going through. So I know who we're playing. But still, he definitely stepped up. This entire game, I would say, would be a team win. This is how the Heat should play. Moving the ball around, getting a lot of assists. That's Miami Heat basketball. That's the way we do things. That's the way we should always do things. And with our stars out, that's how we need to win. Tonight's performance lets me know that we are ready for the playoffs. We can get it done when we put our mind to it. And I look forward to seeing what happens going forward. Again, this was a great win against a team we should beat, even without our stars. So shout out to the Heat definitely for that. A couple takeaways from the game. Dedmon again showed up, played about 19 minutes and finished with 12 points, 6 rebounds. He actually did miss some shots this time. He didn't go perfect like last game, but that's okay. He didn't need to. He had about 2 blocks as well. So again, another solid performance from Dwayne Dedmon. I'm starting to become a believer. I know it's only a short sample size, but I am starting to become a believer of Dedmon. He is performing better than I thought he would coming into the Heat. He just looks like a vet, kind of like Ariza and Iggy. He just looks like a vet who knows what he's doing and is providing solid minutes when Bam needs to be off the floor. I thought he was going to start tonight, but Spo wanted to keep it, I guess, the rotation is the same, especially off the bench. He didn't start Dragic, so I wouldn't think he would change that up at all when it comes to the bench rotations. He wants to keep that the same way that he always does. And then the only negative I can really take away from this game, since no Houston player really went off on us, the KZ Okpala. Although, again, he's still young, still new, still fresh in his league. He didn't have a great night offensively, I would say. 0 for 6 from 3. Overall, 1 from 9 from the field. He did have a nice little fancy move that got Christian Wood off his feet. Nice little hesitation, turn back, score. It was amazing, and I know KZ has that ability to do that. But his threes were off tonight. Way off. I'm sure that's something he's looking to improve on, so I won't harp on that, especially with, again, this great win. But yeah, that's my only really bad takeaway from this game. Other than that, the only other news we have is that Victor Oladipo, which is good news, may be back for the playoffs. It's not seeming like it's a season-ending injury. He will possibly be back for us in the playoffs, which is good news. We can have our rotation going. Hopefully he can get back a few games before the playoffs start, so we can kind of, work him back into the rotation so that he can get familiar with everything before we go ahead and make this finals run that I'm looking forward to. Other than that, the next game is against the San Antonio Spurs on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. I can't wait. I can't wait to take on the Spurs. That is my brother's team, so anytime the Spurs Heat play, it has a little bit of extra value to the game, just because we have to win. But with that being said, guys, that is the end of this episode. Again, this is Munir's Heat Check. Please follow me. Right now, this is up on Spotify. So if you are listening on Spotify, thank you so much for giving me the listen. The episodes will be up on YouTube very soon, so look out for that. And my channel's name for YouTube is The Mind of Munir. Also follow me on all my social medias. Instagram at The Mind of Munir or at Mind of Munir.